Okay, can start now.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Cheng Hao. Today, I'm going to present Pascal's principle. Before I start my demonstration, I would like to tell you about what's the definition and how to calculate Pascal's principle. So, what is Pascal's principle? Pascal's principle is basically a change in pressure at any point in a confined liquid and in a transmitted, and it can transmit everywhere throughout the fluid. So what is the meaning about this? So basically, Pascal's principle is about when I have two strings, I apply pressure to one of them, then it will transfer the liquid and the forces to the other strings. Therefore, it transfer the liquid and it transfer equally. So how do you calculate it? So in Pascal's principle, we use this formula called F1 over A1 equals to F2 over A2, where F is forces and A is area. So after how we can calculate the forces is through the mass we put to set up the thing, and then we times with the gravitational, where is like the gravitational velocity strength, and then for the area we can calculate by measuring the thing, and then yeah. So without a further ado, I will show you my demonstration about my homemade hydraulic lift. Wait, give me a second. Can you see my hydraulic lift? Okay, I think can. So basically, this is my homemade hydraulic lift, and how I made it is I use ice cream sticks and uh, make it until like that. So when I apply pressure at one side, the other side will like lift up normally. And how I stick it here is true. I use stapler billets, so you can make it more stable. And as you can see, I will now show you when I apply this pressure, this range, and without any pressure, what it does. Okay, so now I apply the pressure. As you can see, when I apply pressure from this side, this other side will also equally apply the pressure to this hydraulic lift, because as what I mentioned as previously, Pascal's principle is like when it's confined, is stick together, is confined, right? And then like no, the water cannot come out. So basically, when I transfer the liquid, and then the force will push this thing up. And then once I pull this lever back, it will go back to its original state. And as you can see, I have these 4 balls where today I'm going to test this principle out. And each of these balls before the experiment already measured. And this small little ball is 10 grams. This small ball, this second ball is 20 grams. Nextly, this third ball is 30 grams, and the last ball is 50 grams. So now I will put this 10 grams into this cardboard material, as you can see. So basically, I will push this piston or the lever to see is it whether it lifts. As you can see, as I apply the pressure, oh sorry, I apply the pressure, it slowly lifts up until it stops, because I already put in all the pressure to this second string where I glue it on top on the cardboard. And where when I pull back this lever, it basically just lifts back to its original state, and then you see this liquid here, it gets back all the liquid. And then now I'm going to use the 20 grams ball, as you can see. So I put it right at the cardboard, and then I'm going to do the same thing as I do for the 10 grams ball. Okay, so I just apply the pressure. As you can see, it slowly, pushes the cardboard of this bamboo stick up, and it's, yeah, so basically it's just pushing the thing up until it reaches its maximum point. And you can see that the first one and the second one has no difference, because as I said, like when it's confined inside, I apply the pressure, and then this second string will also push the lever up, and yeah, it pushes the ball up too. As I pull it down, as you can see, it just go back to its original position. Okay, now I'm going to do for the 30 grams one. Okay, so this is triple of the first ball, 10-gram one, as you can see. So I just do the same thing as just now. I showed you for the previous two balls that I did. As you can see, the lever is pushing the mechanic up. So until, as you can see, it reaches its maximum position where it cannot press. And this thing is transferred equally. The liquid here transferred to here equally. And as I pull back the lever, it pushes back down the thing, and then I get back the liquid here. As you can see, how I stick it here, I use the super glue gun and use the bamboo stick to stick it here. So as you can see right here, this one, I just put it up here to prevent it to the ball to drop or something like that. And for the last one is the 50-gram ball. So this is the 5 times of this weight of this gram. Okay, so as you can see, as I slowly push this lever, it will lift up slowly until it reaches its maximum point. And then this one, as you can see, it go back, like it transfer the forces equally, as you can see. And when I pull back, yeah, it's basically push it back the liquid, and I get back this. So in conclusion, this for the Pascal's principle, and no matter what force I put, like no matter how many grams I put here, and when I got a liquid, confined liquid where it's tight enough and it's already, like the water cannot escape, when I push it, the forces will transfer equally throughout the string. And that's all for Pascal's principle. Thank you for listening.
Okay, is there any other question from member of the class? Okay, Tang Cafe only clap the hand. Any other student want to comment? Okay. So, from what I see, the presentation is very good with a certain amount of effort for the model also. Okay, is being done very good by Tong Ching Hao. No further question from me since everything is explained in the presentation just now. If you during the presentation student have lack things, then we need to ask. Okay. Got question in the message. Wait. Good job, very clear, well done. Okay. Okay, thank you, Tong Cheng Hao.
Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you for listening.
Okay, time taken is 2:34 to 2:41. Okay, next. Who wants to present number 2? If you have sent your video also, you still can present.
Miss, I would like to go next.
Okay, Ken, who is that?
Samuel.
Samuel, okay.
Okay, good afternoon, Miss, and my fellow classmates. My name is Samuel, and today I will be presenting the Archimedes principle. So, what is the Archimedes principle? Archimedes principle states that the buoyant force displaced by any object or any item in the water, and it is equivalent to the weight of the water being displaced. So let's make it simpler. What does this mean? Well, as you can see here, there's a cup of water, and each time you put an egg inside, the water level increases. So as you can see, the more eggs you put inside, the higher the water level is. So let's test it out with the experiment. So firstly, this is my model, and you want to add water inside so that it has an equivalent level, and the excess water will leak out so that the measurement will be equal later on. So let's let the water leak out for a moment until it stops leaking for a while. Then, as soon as it stops leaking, you can measure the water level displayed by the egg with a beaker by putting the egg in the water.
So you have construct your own beaker. That is good.
No, this is a beaker which is I already had the measurement. So this beaker shows that 50 ml of water was being displaced, which you can measure the weight with the electronic scale. So you can see that in the electronic scale, there is never mind, it's not working for now, but basically the more egg you put in, the higher the water level rises. And it also means that the weight of this water is equivalent to the buoyant force, which is the upward force pushing the egg up, which causes the water level to rise. This is also the reason why when we go in swimming pools, we feel lighter, and also the reason why ships float on water. It's because there is heavy weight under metal ships that weighs down on the water, displacing the water nearby. Therefore, the buoyant force from the water pushes the ship up, that it rises. So as you can see, now the water level has increases by 2 times because there was 2 eggs. So the conclusion of this whole experiment is that the weight of any item placed or partially sinking in the water is equivalent to the weight of the displaced water. Thank you.
Okay, any question from the member of the class? The egg is boiled egg.
No, it's raw eggs.
Boiled one
No, it's raw eggs. It's raw eggs.
Raw egg Serious
Yeah. Raw egg I eat in the morning already.
Scary. Okay, so the table that you provide in the report, can you show?
Miss, that one I haven't completed yet.
Oh, haven't complete. Okay, so you have put 3 different egg, but are they the same weight for all?
No, but they are very close. They are like one of that. They are average around 62 grams. So one is 61, one is 62, and the other is 63, which is relatively close.
Oh, relatively close Okay, no further question for the buoyant force. Any other student want to ask?
Boiled egg will sink too.
Boiled egg will float or sink. Oh, yeah. What's the answer?
The boiled egg will sink too.
Oh, boiled egg sink. If not boiled?
This one is raw egg, so if not boiled, also sink, like what I showed.
So both also sink Oh. Okay. Most egg sink, miss. Okay. Okay. Unless you take the toys egg. Which is very light, right? Any further question? No, Okay, so we continue with the next student. 247. Uh, 242 to 247, exactly about 5 minutes. Okay, any other student want to present?
Miss, can I be the next person?
Can?
Okay.
Excelling. Okay, number 3. Excelling. Name. Okay, can continue.
Okay, good afternoon, Miss. My name is Axel, and today I'm going to talk about Pascal principle. Pascal principle was founded by Blaise Pascal. The formula that we can find in the principle is pressure in piston 1 equals to pressure in piston 1 equals to pressure in piston 2. And the pressure can be calculated by the force divided by cross-sectional area. This principle can be defined as a change in pressure at any point in an enclosed fluid at the rest is transmitted undiminished to all points in the fluid. Pressure exerted on fluid in an enclosed container is transmitted equally and undiminished to all parts of the container and act as a right angle to the enclosing wall. So now let me show you my model for today's experiment. So this is a model that I created based on Pascal principle. This model is a hydraulic brake system that we can find in our daily life, which is applied on the vehicles. So here is a string piston 1, and here is a string piston 2. And here is the motor, DC motor, and here is a cupboard which acts as a rim of the vehicles. So when the DC motor is turned on and the motor is turning. So here today I have three type of load, which is this is Nutella, and its weight about 200 gram. And when this is two power banks and which weigh 400 grams, when added one more power bank which is 600 grams. So let me apply the 200 gram Nutella onto the string first. So when the Nutella apply on it, the string doesn't move at all because the force applied is not enough to push the string. So when I change to 400 gram, the piston moves a bit, but did not touch the rim, the cupboard yet. So I increase the weight until 600 gram and return the string piston 1 back to normal and apply on it. So the spring 1 and pressure exerted on piston 2 and force the spin cupboard and stop. So this experiment is related to Pascal principle. The reason that insert the fluid into the string is liquid cannot be compressed, but air can be compressed, so we use fluid in the string. So in conclusion, according to Pascal principle, we can use a smaller force to create a larger force by using two pistons. The example application we can see around us is also hydraulic lift that just Cheng Hao just showed us just now. So that's all for my experiment today.
My question is, why you need to use the spin cardboard?
Spin cardboard, like this is a hydraulic brake system, right? So this spin cardboard acts as a tire that turning when the vehicle moving. So when the string is pushing, means the person who driving car is press the brake. So when the string is the force is applied on the string piston 1, the string in piston 2 here produce a force and stop the cardboard.
So you have tested many weights like Nutella, power bank, until you get it to move it to stop the spinning cardboard, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this needs some effort and time also. So I appreciate your model and your time taken to do it.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay, thank you. Any other question from other student? Other student, what do you think of Excel work? Excel work is something different compared to the video that I have shown before from other classes, right? So he has done a good research, and he also mentioned the application which is used for hydraulic lift. And just now also Samuel mentioned for the ships float on water. So the application is important when you do the experiment. So you must apply the application for what purpose you are doing the experiment. Okay, so for other students who will be presenting next, mention where it should be applied. Miss, can I go now? I have a video on individual assignment. Oh. Do you want me to play the video? Oh. Because I don't understand your question. You want to go out from the class, or you want me to on your video? Can you just share your video?
Yes, ma'am. Can you play the video?
Okay, I will play. Wait,
I've uploaded on the individual assignment folder.
Okay, wait, ESC. Muhammad Saad, right?
Ma'am, I have sent the other video, another video.
The other one. Wait.
Let me share the picture of it.
Wait, I close. Is this one? Oh, this one. Okay. 3 hours ago. Okay.
This ma'am, I have sent the photo of it.
It's okay. Wait,
It is on, ma'am. Below the footage.
It's okay. Can already. The file moved to another apps. Oh.
When you are playing my earlier video.
Yeah. No, it's
Below
this one,
the
right?
footage. Oh, ma'am, below the footage. You
Which
can
one?
see the footage name. You can see the footage name below the footage.
Sutesh name. This one.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. This one.
That one is Tuesday. Older than this. This one is today one. 3 hours
No, ma'am.
ago.
I re-uploaded the video. I have. This was my short video, so I just re-upload the video. Yeah, ma'am. This one.
So
Thank
you
you.
want me to open this one or this one? This one.
This one, ma'am. This one.
This, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Ah.
This is not the video. Video is the earlier one. It's the short video. Sorry, ma'am.
That's why I
Sorry.
say that one is
Yes, ma'am.
Tuesday.
Sorry. Yes,
Suppose
ma'am.
the
Sorry.
one.
Yes, ma'am. This one. Sorry. Yes.
This one, yesterday. Eh, why you have two,
Yes,
Just
ma'am.
now
This
it's
one.
3 hours ago. Now it's yesterday. Cannot open. Oh. It's so quiet. Cannot hear. Can you hear the sound, the rest?
I cannot hear, miss.
Cannot hear lah. Where? Wait, Try for maximum. My battery is about to finish. Okay. Like whispering, can hear.
Ma'am, are you sharing the sound?
The sound very soft. Must wear earphone IG. The rest can hear.
Cannot, miss. I cannot hear.
Maximum already 100. Okay. Muhammad Saad, you resend with a better voice. Can Muhammad Saad? So now Ella Alam ask to play his.
I try to resend you.
Okay, good. Delete the old one, please. Ella Alam, this one. This one clear.
I can't hear it, miss. There's no sound. No sound.
Wait, still cannot hear? Oh, wait, I will... what's the thing? I share again with audio, I think. Wait, Okay, try again.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ilana, and I'm here today to explain my experiment.
Okay, can hear.
And my experiment is about
Yeah,
Pascal's
miss,
law.
can hear.
I believe that Pascal's law or principle is something that we use a lot in our daily life. Before going too deep in my experiment, I would like first to explain what exactly is Pascal law. So Pascal law says that pressure applied to an enclosed fluid will be transmitted without a change in magnitude to every point of the fluid and to the walls of the container. If the pressure at any point in the fluid is equal in all directions. So after explaining what exactly is Pascal principle, I would like to explain my experiment. So here I have a 500 milliliter bottle of water, three small syringe, 5 milliliters, okay, one big syringe which is 10 milliliter, a container to prevent any water loss and to show you that no water will be lost. Okay, I used as you can see, I used the making tab, okay, to prevent any water loss, and I used the glue to glue the syringe as shown here. So I believe that many of you are asking now, how did I exactly started this experiment? So first, I took the drill bit, okay, and make some holes for the syringe to be here. Okay. Second, I took the making tab and covered the whole middle part as shown here. To what? To
How do I minimize this area, the sound? Because all his equipment is behind this volume, no, behind this bar. Open in browser. Oh, okay, wait. Wait, download . The rest of you, how long is your video? About 5 minutes or so or more? Don't know. About 7 minutes. Oh. Wait, the video is downloading. It minute, more than 10 minutes. Okay.
Miss, can I present for next?
Can. Wait, the video is about to finish. So just now the Muhammad Saad video is not clear the voice. So any other suggestion to make it clearer? so that he can send a new video after this. Okay. Ayo, Chan.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ilana, and I'm here today to explain my experiment. And my experiment is about Pascal's law.
Cannot lah.
I believe that Pascal's law or principle is something that we use a lot in our daily life.
Not supported. Open in SharePoint. Oh, here. Samanya. Is it here, Lim? Then click this, is it?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ilana, and I'm here. Okay,
Oh, okay.
one big syringe, which is 10 milliliter, a container to prevent any water loss and to show you that no water will be lost. Okay, I use the, as you can see, I use the making tab, okay, to prevent any water loss, and I use the glue to glue the
Zoom
syringe
in
as
ah.
shown
How to
here.
zoom in?
So I believe that many of you are asking now, how did I exactly started this experiment? So first,
No lah.
It's
Semua don't know how
the
to.
setting, the button next to the settings, the
This
bottom right corner. Yeah.
Sama je, tak nampak bawah ni.
I took the drill bit, okay, and make some holes for the syringe
Cannot
to
see
be
right, tak
here.
betul.
Okay.
What
Second,
the face?
I took the making tab and covered the whole middle part as shown here. To what? To prevent water losses. Okay. After I prevent water losses, okay, I bought some small pieces of making tab on the syringe tube, as shown here. Okay, so after I finished everything about it, I glued it and everything is okay. Now I'm sure that many of you are asking how does it work or how does it support Pascal laws. So so when we fill the bottle of water, as shown here, okay, and cover it, so it's closed now, okay, and then take the big syringe, okay, and fill it with
Yeah.
water, with the water,
Actually, the
as shown
experiment is
here,
covered
okay,
by
and put the
you
syringe here
try to
and
put other
apply a
apps that
pressure on the syringe all the way down. Can you say where will the extra water now? The bottle of water is more than full. So can you just guess where it will be going? This extra water? I can tell you. So by Pascal law and by when I press this all the way down, this will make pressure on the bottle of water. So this pressure will force the water, okay, to push this small syringe out and take some places on it. So now after I'm pressing down, as you all can see, okay, where did the extra water go? I can tell you. So as you can see here, it's a 10 milliliter water. Okay, So the extra force, the extra water goes to this small syringe, as both of them like become a 3 milliliters. One of them became 4, more than enough, as you all can see. And to show you that there's no water loss, to show you that there's nothing here, nothing is here. This is all for my experiment. Thank you.
Ella Alam, I think you need to send again a better video.
What is the problem with this one, miss?
Because most of the, I think 3/4 of the experiment is covered at the bottom.
That message, like, if you can use your phone, I think it will be like much better.
Oh.
Because like when I uploaded, I used my phone and like the video is like very clear.
The bottom area all can see.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Because the video might be asked from the second marker to see also. So she might be downgrading your marks later. Because if your experiment is good but the video taking is having problem, then quite difficult, right?
Oh yeah, miss. Yeah, I will try to like upload another video.
You try to upload the other
Yeah,
video.
I'm gonna upload the same video, but like I'm gonna like not zoom. I'm gonna zoom out the photo.
Yeah, more to the
Okay.
equipment rather than the wall.
Yeah, okay, miss.
Because the camera is like supposed to go to the table, not to the wall. So you are, at first you can show your face, then after that you continue with the equipment only. Okay.
Okay, miss. Okay.
Okay. So about your experiment, after you inject the water from the top, what will happen to the syringe here?
So this syringe must like pushed out, and the water take place in the syringe.
So different amount for all these three?
Like both of them, like two of them were 3 millimeters, and one were 4.
Why the other one is different?
Like I think miss like because like two of them were close to each other, and the other one is like was far a bit.
Two, you mean these two is close to each other?
Yeah, miss. Yeah.
Oh, when they are close each other, the amount which is distributed is about the same.
Yes, exactly.
This is Bernoulli principle or Pascal?
No, it's Pascal principle, miss. Because like I applied the pressure, the water applied the pressure on the bottle of water, and then that pressure forced the water to escape and get into the syringe.
But all the three syringe is same size.
Yeah. They're all 5 milliliters.
Same size, same width or same diameter also.
Yeah, all the same. That's that.
Oh. Okay, no further question. Any other question from the members? No? Okay.
I start uploading the other video.
Okay,
Like,
it's
it
okay.
just might take some time. Yeah.
Good afternoon,
Wait,
everyone. My
I don't
name
know
is
how to
Ila.
go out from here. Wait. Where is the minimize? Escape. Okay. Hey, just okay, next is who just now? Lima.
Miss, can I go next?
Okay. Lim Jin Yan want to present live or watch video?
Live.
Live? Okay. Can share your screen?
Yeah, good afternoon to my lecturer. I'm Jin Yen. Today I'm going to talk about the Archimedes principle. Archimedes principle discovered by ancient Greek mathematician Archimedes states that any object completely or partially submerged in a fluid at rest is acted by buoyant force. The magnitude is equal to the weight of the fluid replaced by the body. Now I will show my experiment.
Miss, can you hear me?
Can.
This is a basin of water, and the experiment I do is the Archimedes principle. And I use a more submarine model. Inside there got a nozzle, balloon, and two screws to increase the weight. So it can sink. And there is a pipe connected to the balloon, and I will connect the pipe with a string. Now I will sink the submarine in the water. Now you all can see the submarine sinks the water. This is because there is no air inside the balloon, and the buoyant force is less than the object's weight. Now I will pump in 10 cm cube of air inside the balloon. This is 10 cm cube of air. Now I pump in, and the balloon expand, and the submarine float a little bit. Then I will repeat the experiment by using 20 cm cube of air. Now you can see the 20 cm cube of air in this string. Now I pump in the submarine, and the submarine floats on the surface of water. The submarine floats because the buoyant force is equal to the object's weight. This experiment is also same as the ship. For example, a ship that is launched sinks in the ocean until the weight of water is displaced is just equal to its own weight. As the ship is loaded, it sinks deeper and displacing more water. So the magnitude of the buoyant force continuously match the weight of the ship and its cargo. And the buoyant force act in the submarine is opposed to gravity. The fluid pressure increases with depth, and the weight, because of the weight of fluid above, the increasing pressure applies on the force on the submerged object that increase with depth. The result is buoyancy. And how we can calculate the buoyancy force? The formula is rho GV. Rho is the density of the fluid, G is the gravitational acceleration, and the V is the volume of fluid displaced. That's all for my experiment. Thank you.
Okay, I find that this experiment is very interesting because using a submarine which from toys, is it?
Yeah. Toy.
Yeah, after that, balloon is used to expand the balloon to show the concept. So this experiment also is not done by any other student. So good work.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay. Next is Eng Ziyi. Eng Ziyi presenting live or what?
Miss, I'm using video, and then the
Oh,
video I
okay.
sent to you already.
Oh, okay. Wait ah.
I sent Tan Kai Feng one also.
Why ah?
We record on the same phone.
Oh, is it in the here?
I sent at personal. I don't know how to transfer because now I'm using phone and then driving.
No, I didn't receive ah.
It's my one, Eng Zi personal chat.
Yeah, it is not there. Last is Tuesday. In the team. Nothing, just
There above ESC assignment, then TP number. Both of this is
this.
me and Tan Kai Feng video.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Miss.
Can hear the rest?
My name is Eng Zi. Today, I'll be presenting to you my assignment model, which is a siphon and a self-starting siphon.
Yes, can, Miss.
Okay.
But it's quite soft.
Mathematician Daniel Bernoulli. He published his book in 1738 in his book Hydrodynamics. In fluid dynamics, Bernoulli
Got indication at the bottom
increase
somehow.
of the speed of the liquid occurs simultaneously with a decrease in pressure or a decrease in the fluid's potential energy. First, I'll show you how a normal siphon works. A siphon is designed to to transport fluid from a container to another. For a siphon to work, you need to have the liquid to be at an elevated position. And you will need a tube for the water to transfer from one to another. For my case, I colored the water to be blue for easier seeing. For a siphon to work, the tube must be filled up with water. And for this case, I will use a syringe. And when you pull the syringe, the end of the tube must be lower than the liquid's water level. If not, the water, when you pull out the syringe, the water will flow back in, will backflow. Okay. As you can see, the flowing has now stopped. It is because that the water level is now the same, so no external forces will push from the initial level to the initial container to the second container. Now, if I move the initial container back on the same level, the water will backflow because external forces are pushing against the water. A frequently asked question of the tube is why does the tube, the column of water does not break into two parts, and air pressure is responsible for this. If the column break apart, this will create a vacuum in the middle, and air pressure will push back the water to fill up the space. Now I will show you a different siphon, which is a self-starting siphon. This self-starting siphon is made with straws and duct tape. I use the duct tape to seal it to make it watertight and airtight, so there will be no leaks. How a self-starting siphon works is I would have to push it down very fast to make sure that the liquid gets up in this band and makes it down with gravity, and it carries enough momentum to make around this band and this band. Once it makes around this band, the self-starting siphon will work. The self-starting siphon has now stopped working. It's because the forces is at equilibrium, and the water level of the exit of the siphon and this is the same. That is because the pressure on the first entry point and the second entry point is at equilibrium. That's why no more water is coming out from the first container. That is all from me. Thank you.
Okay, a very good experiment with two types of straw also. One with the maintaining liquid inside the whole straw. The other one is with at the end only got the liquid, right? Okay, even though the prototype is simple, but effort given in constructing the indication for the video also is good, right? Any other question? So the only thing is concept for the application not mentioned. Okay, so this application normally is to do cleaning for aquarium, you can say, right? You want to clean the water in the aquarium, so old style, you will suck the pipe and then the water flow out. Okay. So the same concept can be used to clean the pond also. So application, it is good if you have added it in your report. Okay, so your report try to add the application which is related to this experiment. Okay. Any other question? Tang Kai Feng want to present?
Yes, my video I have sent to you by Z also.
Oh, by Z just now.
Yeah, Z just now.
Yeah.
I think he sent to you.
I sent both at the same time. Miss, can I leave the meeting first? I'm kind of busy.
Can. Later I mark your
Okay,
attendance.
thank you, Miss. Okay, have a nice day.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you play my video again after 10 Kai Feng?
Yeah. Tang Kai Fei. Who just now?
Miss me.
No. Just now got someone talk.
Me, Mohammed
Oh,
Saad.
Muhammad Saad. Okay. After this,
It says you have to just increase the volume a little bit more. As I'm increasing my mobile's volume, so I can hear the audio to the full.
Okay, later we see.
Okay, madam.
Very good afternoon to Miss and my fellow classmates. Today, I'll be showing you my assignment model. As you can see, this is a hydraulic robotic arm.
Why small this
Model
one?
is made out of some cardboard, wooden stick, and syringe, and it's based on the Pascal principle. According to Pascal principles, in a hydraulic system, the pressure will exert on this side of the syringe and produce an equal increase of pressure on the other side of the syringe in this hydraulic robotic arm. And in this model, there are three parts that uses the hydraulic system. The first hydraulic system is used on the connection of the elbow and wrist. It controls the movement of the elbow, and the second one is to control the wrist. The last set of the hydraulic system is to control the clamp. Now I'll be showing you how it works. First, I will raise the wrist. By pushing the syringe it will cause the other side of the syringe to raise. By pulling this syringe here, I push back. By pulling this, it will move out the elbow. And the last one is the clamp. Now it's closed. When I push it, it will slowly open. And if I put again, it will close again. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay. The model is very outstanding. It applies for robotic arm in doing the gripper. But the video is small. Okay, never mind, that is just technical. So for any other subject, the video that you record, okay, must be big. We don't want to see all this black color around and just small for your video, right? So we prefer to have a whole screen picture. Okay, like this.
In this hydraulic robotic arm. And in this
It's
model,
a good,
there are
but
three parts that uses the hydraulic
the
system.
viewing.
The first hydraulic
Only,
system
okay.
is used on
So, wait.
the connection of the. Now I'll be showing you how it works. First, I will raise the wrist.
Because his body also is blocking the equipment, you know.
Side of the syringe to raise. By pulling this syringe here, I push back. By pulling this, it will move out the elbow. And the last one is the clamp. Now it's closed. When I push
So
it,
he have two things to move. This one and also this
if I put
one.
again, it will close again.
Miss, I got three. There's one on the wrist and elbow. Then the last one is the clamp. There's three
One
syringe set.
more. This one.
Yeah.
Wait down. Oh, got three strings, huh?
Yeah. Total of
One
three
for
strings
the
that move
base,
the. Yeah.
one for
One for the
elbow,
elbow and one for the clamp.
one for the gripper.
In this hydraulic robotic arm. And in this model, there are three parts that uses the hydraulic system.
Okay, so if we don't use the hydraulic system, what we can use to move the gripper?
It controls the movement.
Can power by motor.
Yeah.
Can use servo motor. Okay. Any other method to move it? No. Okay. You can also make it more complicated with the help of certain programs. Okay, so this experiment is very good, only the video taping is a problem. So hopefully you have a very good report also to support your effort in making this robotic arm. Okay?
Thank you, Miss.
Okay, Tang, very good. Next.
Ma'am, can you play my video again?
Okay.
Then we have to increase the voice much louder.
Increase voice much louder. Wait ah. This one ah. Muhammad Saad, is it this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
But this one modified yesterday also? Or got new one? Wait, I reload. Copy.
Yes, ma'am. This one.
This one also ah? But modified yesterday, not today?
Then all of you have to increase the voice much louder.
Already maximum lah, 100 here. Here also 100. Cannot anymore.
You guys thinking what is Pascal principle? Let me tell you. Pascal principle, what is called Pascal law?
Okay, we will see your experiment rather than hearing your talking.
Hope you guys.
Wait ah. Okay,
I
start.
can, then I can understand the voice if I increase much louder.
Sorry, I cannot increase anymore. That is the maximum. The rest can hear or not?
What things are required in making this experiments? 4 syringe, foam board, cardboard, 2 pipes, battery connector, battery switch, wire, DC motor, DC motor. That's it.
Yeah, can hear but soft.
Let me give you a little description how it's gonna work. So how it works. So when I press this to plunger, to color water will pass through this pipes, and as you can see that this both syringe are over there, it will pass through this both syringe, and both plunger will move outside, and it will stop the wheel which is moving. So now let me show you how it's gonna work. So let me start this wheel. As you can see, this wheel is moving. So I will press this plunger. This will stop, and then I
Oh, same like Excel one ah.
spinning. Then I will press the plunger again, and it will stop. I hope that you guys like this experiment. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay. So we have seen the Muhammad Saad video. What you think? The concept is there, only we cannot hear clearly the voice. Okay, it's okay. We will see. I will see the report later. Yeah, only voice issue, but got percentage also, marks, percentage for presentation. Okay, if you wait ah.
But
Ma'am, I will try to send another video to you on person chat the
Yeah,
his voice.
if you see the question for the assignment, 80% for the report and presentation is 20. So if your voice is maintaining like that, your presentation maximum can get is 10. 10 out of 20. That is what I can
But
see.
ma'am, I will try to send another video to you
Yeah,
by
try to
increasing the
send.
volume.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Give me only 1 minute.
Okay, okay. Hang on. Okay. Okay, anyone else want to present? Open the long man hand one first, ah.
Okay.
Okay. What happened now? Hmm. Wait, ah. Got something here.
Excuse me, miss. Sorry, Sutaj and Munhain. Can you miss just check if my video is much better now?
Hmm.
Me, miss, I'm Ilalam. Can you just check if the view is much better now?
It is over.
I uploaded a new video.
Cannot hear, Elam. Your voice is breaking.
Miss,
Breaking,
can you
breaking.
hear me?
Type.
Can you hear me now?
Ay.
I told you, can you just please check?
Now this one is not coming out. The quality, sound quality. Oh, you see. I cannot hear you. Wait. Okay. Talk again, Alam.
Can you hear me like this, miss, now? Hello, miss.
Cannot hear, sorry. Oh my god, the file cannot open, see. Wait, I will join back, try. Okay, wait, I'm trying to open back the video. Okay, can. Oh, wait, need to include.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Long Man Heng, and this is my individual assignment for ESC. Today, I'm going to explain about details of fluid principle by creating an experiment. This experiment will be mainly based on one principle, which is Archimedes' principle. In the first part of the experiment, it is mainly about buoyancy, about the ability of an object to float on a liquid or sink. If the object is denser than the liquid, then the object will sink.
Hello?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Long Man Heng, and this is my individual assignment for ESC. Today, I'm going to explain about details of fluid principle by creating an experiment. This experiment will be mainly based on one principle, which is Archimedes' principle. In the first part of the experiment, it is mainly about buoyancy, about the ability of an object to float on a liquid or sink. If the object is denser than a liquid, then the object will sink in the liquid. In other words, if the object is less denser than a liquid, then it will float. This is related to Archimedes' principle because if there is air in the water, for example, a metal boat, it is denser than water, so it should sink, but because it contains of air below the surface of the water, so it can float. I'm going to demonstrate the experiment by using these objects we can find in our real life. Firstly, let's check the mass of these two bottles we're going to use later. So this is 0.077 kg, and for another, this one, the second can, we can see that is 0.018 kg. And we also have a container with water and a flask to measure. So now, let's start our experiment. The first thing we need to do is we need to prove that the principle is correct, so we need to try an example. We use this bottle which is empty inside but content of air. We close it. We close it carefully and then we will put it into the water, see what will happen later. So let's slowly. Oh, as you can see, it's floating on the water. Even though we push it, go underneath, when my hand go off, it will still move. And now, why is it happening? As I said just now, it's because inside of the bottle contain of many air bubbles, which brings it to float on the water. And now we should start the second experiment. We need to open this bottle again. And we should add some water inside, but almost full. So let's see. Okay, it's almost full as we can see. So close it now. And let's start the second experiment. We'll put this bottle with lots of water inside into here. So slowly, slowly. Oh, it's sink. Why? Why is this happening? It's because water inside of it push out all the air bubbles, so it's sink right now. And for a more exact experiment, we need to do the experiment again. But this time we are using the second bottle, but not the first. So let's take this out and open it. Let's see. Okay, so now the second bottle, which means the third experiment. As we can see, it's empty inside. So let's close it and then start it. As we can see, is higher than the water. It will not really affect the experiment, but if can, we can choose a bottle with a more proper size, like which can totally fit inside the water. So let me put this here slowly. Push it with an elbow. So the third experiment is floating. So for more exact conclusion, let's do the fourth as the last experiment. We add water inside the second bottle and see what will happen. Okay, it's almost full. So let's close this again. It's full of water. I think I should pour this a bit of water out. It's still full, but it's enough. So let's take the fourth experiment. Slowly, slowly. It's sinking. The water inside of it pushed all the air bubbles out, which caused this to happen. So after the fourth experiment, I think we can make a conclusion. So, in conclusion, in the first experiment, we used this bottle with air inside and it float. In the second experiment, we used the first bottle also, but with water inside and it sink. In third experiment, we use the second bottle and there's air inside and it float. And in the fourth experiment, we add water inside but it sinks. So after this four experiment, I believe all of us know the answer. You guys still remember the boat story I told just now? If a boat with a lot of air inside, it can float on water. This happening because of Archimedes' principle. So, this is all about buoyancy and Archimedes' principle, and also all about my individual and about my experiment. Hope you guys understand and have a nice weekend. Thank you.
Okay, any question for the long Manheng experiment? He's doing the Archimedes principle. Good work, man. Okay. Okay, my comment is quite lengthy explanation. About 7.51 minutes. But his video is quite clear. Okay. Not small or not so difficult to see. The rest is fine. Okay. Any other student? Next is Sutesh. Sutesh want to open his video. Okay.
A very good day to Miss Eleanor and to everyone who's watching this video today. My name is Utesh Ranjana Sunathan, and today I'm going to be conducting an experiment about Archimedes' principle. Now, Archimedes' principle explains about the physical law of buoyancy, and this law is discovered by Archimedes himself, who's actually a mathematician and also an inventor. Now, Archimedes' principle states that an object which is partially or fully immersed in a fluid is acted upon by a buoyant force which equals the weight of a fluid displaced. And the buoyant force acting on an object is the difference between the actual weight of an object and the apparent weight of an object. So today we are going to be calculating the buoyant force acting on a few objects actually, and those objects are, they're actually fruits. Yeah. So the first object is the mini mandarin orange, a lemon, an apple, an avocado, and also an orange. So there are actually many ways to calculate buoyant force, but today I'm going to be showing you two methods to calculate buoyant force, and one of those methods is the formula method, and that formula is buoyant force is equivalent to rho GV. Now, what is rho? Rho stands for density of the fluid, and G stands for gravitational acceleration. And it's the homemade Eureka can and the measuring cylinder to measure the fluid displaced, the objects, water, and also a beaker to collect additional or extra fluid. Firstly, it's important that we fill up the Eureka can with water until the water overflows. We can collect the excess water using a beaker. It's important that we wait until there's no more water dripping into the beaker so that later when we immerse the object into the Eureka can, the volume of water displaced is accurate to the volume of the object. As you can see, there's no more water dripping into the beaker anymore. Now I can switch the beaker with a measuring cylinder to start measuring the volume of the first object. Now, the first object is a mini mandarin orange, and I'm going to be immersing it into the water. And as you can see, the mandarin orange is actually floating, and that is because buoyant force is acting upon the object, which is making it to float. And also don't forget, wait until all the water has overflown into the measuring cylinder. Now, as you can see, there's no more water dripping into the measuring cylinder, and that is a sign that we can actually start measuring the volume of the liquid displaced. Now the reading shows exactly 50 ml, and since 1 ml is equivalent to 1 cm cube, 50 ml is equivalent to 50 cm cube. And now we have to convert 50 cm cube into meter cube, and that is 0.00005 meter cube. Okay, since we have gotten the reading 0.00005 meter cube for the volume of the mandarin orange, we can actually start finding the buoyant force, which is by using this formula. So for the density of the fluid, we are going to be entering 1000, and for the gravitational, we're going to be putting 9.81, and for the volume of the displaced fluid, we're going to be putting the data we have received earlier, which is 0.00005 meter cube. And the buoyant force acting on the mandarin orange is 0.4905 Newton. And now I'm going to be carrying out the same exact steps for this other objects, and I'll be showing the data later on. Okay, so I've completed the calculations for all the other objects, and these are the results. And the trend that you can see over here is that as the volume of the object increases, the buoyant force of the object increases as well. And now my mission is to carry out the second experiment, which is relatively easier compared to this, because it is just finding the weight of fluid displaced. And yeah. Okay, right now we're going to be starting with the second experiment, and these are the things that we need. Firstly, we need a eureka can, objects, a beaker, water, and something new, which is the weighing scale. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do in this experiment is to measure the weight of the beaker. Now, it is important to measure the weight of the beaker because the aim of this experiment is only to measure the weight of the fluid displaced when we immerse the object into the eureka can. But since we have to collect the fluid using a beaker, the total weight is going to be weight of beaker plus weight of fluid displaced, and hence it is important that we minus off the weight of the beaker at the end of the experiment. So in order to do that, we must find out what is the weight of the beaker at the beginning of the experiment itself. So let's start off by calculating the weight of the beaker. And as you can see, the mass right now, it says 101 grams. And when you convert that to weight, and that is going to be 990.9 9.81 newtons. All right, but since I'm using a digital weighing scale, when I click this button, it automatically recalibrates and becomes 0. So I don't have to minus off the weight of the beaker because it has the weighing scale has automatically minused off the weight of the beaker. All right, so now all I have to do is fill up the Eureka can and make sure the water flows out first, collect the excess water and throw it out, and after that put in the first object and collect the water displaced, and then I just have to put it on top of the weighing scale, and the mass that I've gotten I have to convert it into weight by multiplying 9.81, and that is going to be my buoyant force. Now let's start. Has overflown into the beak, the weight of the 88 newtons. The data that I've collected, and as you can see, as the volume of the objects increases, the buoyant force of the object increases as well. Now let's look at the difference between these two experiments, experiment 1 and experiment 2. Now the difference between the data isn't too much, they are almost similar, and that goes for all the other objects as well. And that is a good sign because that shows that the experiment was a success because the data are similar. But of course, I am aware that they are not equal, and that is because there are a few factors affecting the calculation. For example, for buoyant force equals to rho GV, the density of the fluid might be different than what we thought. Maybe like we set the density of water to be 1000, but maybe there were impurities in the water which affects the density of the water, and that might have affected the calculation. And or maybe there's gravity is not 9.81. As we all know, gravity changes from place to place, and maybe the gravity at my place right now, my home right now, it's not 9.81 and it's something else. Yeah, and all these small factors can affect the reading a little. But nevertheless, the readings for both experiments are similar, and that just shows that Archimedes' principle is actually real, and that's a fact. Yeah. Okay. And yep, that should conclude my experiment for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yes, thank you everyone. Stay safe.
Okay, the experiment is very detailed and comparison with the table is shown also, right? So that is a very good presentation. Okay, he have used two different style, but also he have compared it in the table. Okay, so the rest must follow his step in doing any other experiment for other subject next time. Okay. Okay, any other presentation? So now we will see Kritakon one. Oh, Bunny one first. Okay, Fritakon.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Kritakon, and today I am here to do a little demonstration of Archimedes' principle using a very simple model. Okay, so now we need to understand what is Archimedes' principle. So, and where do we see Archimedes' principle? Well, you can see Archimedes' principle being used in a lot of places nowadays, like how can a giant boat
Miss, I think you played Criticons one earlier.
in water, but then a tiny coin
Huh?
will sink into
Already
the water
played?
easily. But how
Yeah.
does a giant boat all floating, or a submarine?
Serious ah?
How does a
Hey,
submarine
wait. Actually, no, I'm not sure. Okay.
No lah,
explain what
I
the force
didn't
is?
see
I
that.
don't think she played mine. I don't
How
know.
we
No, I think I
calculate
watched this.
this square
Oh,
point
okay
Yeah.
then.
water. So you see, it is floating. So how will it float? How does it float? It floats because there is a buoyant force acting on this Tupperware to push it up to the surface. So you see, if I push it down, it will come back up. Why? Because there's a buoyant force acting on this Tupperware. So that's Archimedes' principle. So now, how do we know the force, the amount of force, buoyant force applied acting on this coin of Tupperware of coins? So now, so based on Archimedes' principle, the weight of the water displaced by this Tupperware of coins is equal to the weight of the buoyant force acting on this Tupperware, which is basically the weight of this Tupperware. So now let's see. Okay, well, while we wait for this to drift finish, did you know Archimedes thought of this principle when he was taking a bath? He jumped into his bathtub, which is filled with water, and then when he jumped into the bathtub, the water overflow and flow out of the bathtub. And that is when he got the idea and he shouted Eureka. He found out that an object can displace the amount of water inside the bathtub. And that is how he came up with this Archimedes principle. Okay, now that's an interesting fun fact. Well, looks like it's almost being finished. Let's give it some time. Okay, looks like it's done. So now, let's measure the weight of this water displaced. Okay, the weight of this water displaced is approximately 40 grams. Okay, so this is the weight of water displaced, and based on Archimedes' principle, the weight of water displaced must be equal to the weight of the buoyant force acting on this object. And since this object is fully floating on the surface water, means that the buoyant force should be also equal to the weight of this Tupperware of coins. So let's measure this. Now, the weight of this Tupperware of coins is approximately 41 grams. So, as you see, the weight of water displaced is 40 and this is 41. And there are some variables making it slightly uneven, but they're both about the same weight, which is 40 grams. So, this proves that Archimedes' theory is correct. The weight of water displaced, which is in this Tupperware, is equal to the buoyant force acting on this Tupperware of coins, which is the weight of this Tupperware. They are both 40 grams. Now, so that is how we came out with the equation. The buoyant force is equal to the weight of the water displaced by the object. Thank you.
Okay, for the table, Vitakon, you use different weight for the coin, is it?
I haven't do table yet, miss. But I can add on more.
Haven't do table.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet. Yeah, okay, I got
Because
different amount of coin, different weight.
so that
Yeah.
is what I
But I haven't
mean.
write it out all that yet. Yeah.
Yeah. For example, you put 20 cent, 5, right? That will be the first row. And then 20 cent for 10, second row.
Then third row put more coin.
Yeah. So you have like 5 different weight lah.
Minimum need 3, right?
Yeah, 3.
Okay.
Okay, so that experiment is simple that he make, and the video is also clear. Okay, next.
Thank you, miss.
Next is Kwa Zun Ho.
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to present
Also cannot hear.
process about and tracing Bernoulli's principle. So Bernoulli's principle
Bernoulli.
is an increase in a speed of a fluid occurs simultaneously decrease its depth, pressure, or potential energy. So let's start. This is a prototype of an experiment, and it is made by different diameter cables and different types of connectors. The main part is the T-joints. The T-joints is connected to end and a transparent tube which is made by transparent paper and where it is cylinder size. So this T-joint have an inner diameter of 28 millimeters, and this bigger one is a 49 millimeters of inner diameters. Let's call this A and let's call this B. As you can see, has a bigger diameter of B. So when the water flows through the area of different diameters, the velocity will be changed. And throughout the whole pipe, the water will be changed. The water will decrease the velocity throughout the whole process. Let's start the experiment by letting the water flow in to the photographs. The water will flow from the left side throughout the whole photographs, which indicates that it's not an ideal prototype because the friction force is exists in these prototypes. So we got A, which have bigger diameters, which have 49 millimeters, and B, small diameters, which has a 28 millimeters. So when the water goes through the area differently,
I think the water sound is higher than his voice.
the velocity will be changed. Because of the friction force, the water will be flow slowly throughout the whole prototype. The water will flow slowly in the bigger diameters and faster. The water will flow slow and they have a higher velocity. And it's not an ideal prototype because of the friction force. The water level are the same. So throughout the experiment, the water will be decreasing. And because the water will be slightly increased when they met
the streamline tubes will increase but the friction force causes them to decrease. So I assume that the water flow in through smaller diameters will be same as the small water flow in through the bigger diameters. With the concept of conservation of water, it's the same as the mass of water flow through B. So that's all for my presentation.
Okay, a very good construction of pipings, which shows the at the T junction this is more diameter compared to this. Okay, so the area can affect the water which flow up here. Okay, but only got some distortion because the sound of the water is louder than his voice. But never mind, we have seen the concept is fine there. Okay, next. Lim Wei Huan, is it? Lim Wei Huan.
Good afternoon to our respected lecturer, Dr. Ilano, and my fellow classmates. My name is Wei Huan. Today, I'll be showing you how to apply Archimedes' principle using things that you can find in your house. Archimedes said, when a body is immersed fully or partially in a fluid, it experiences an upward force that is tied with a string.
Oh, good.
That is equal to the weight. How does it work? All you need is a plastic container filled with 2/3 of water, an empty plastic container, a glass jar tied with a string, a digital scale, and a spring balance. Let's understand the first part of Archimedes' quote. The first part of Archimedes' quote said, when the body is immersed fully in water, it experiences an upward force. So when the body fully immersed in water, it experiences an upward force. And it's easy to see. When I push it down and I lift it, the empty glass jar is uplifted by the buoyant force of the water. So how do we measure the upward force? We know that the object feels lighter when it is submerged in water as compared to air. So why is that? It is because of the upward force of the water. So the difference of the weight in air and the weight in and filling a spring balance. Real weight of the jar because it is the weight of the jar in the air. So the real weight of the glass jar is 0.42 kilograms. I'm gonna immerse this jar into the container of water. And you can observe the reading of the scale is 0.18 kilograms. So it becomes lighter. So there's a loss in weight when the jar is in water. So why is that? It's because of the buoyant force of the water. and the weight in water is called as the apparent weight because the jar seems to lose weight. So how much is the loss in weight? It is the real weight minus the apparent weight. So let me turn on the scale and try one more time. So what is the weight of the water? As you can see, it is approximately 240 grams. So the buoyant force of the water and the weight of the liquid displaced are both 240 grams. So they are equal. Therefore, the upward jar partially immersed in water. So Archimedes principle displaced. We also saw it was used to measure upward force, since upward force and loss in weight are equal.
Okay, so Lim Wei Huan have used the Archimedes principle for the jar in water. Okay, good also. And clear video. Next is Bunny.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bunny. I'm going to be talking about Archimedes principle today, and my experiment shows that Archimedes principle is applicable in real life. Archimedes principle says that when a body is fully or partially immersed in water, the apparent loss of weight by the body is equal to weight of the
So
volume
many
of
have
water
used buoyant force.
displaced by the object. So first of all, we are going to start with the force of buoyancy or the apparent loss of weight. So for example, this is, I have my cup here. So when you place it in water, so you can all see that it is floating. So right now, since it is floating, so meaning the upthrust force that is acting upon this water is less than the force of, it's actually greater than the force of gravity, because if it was less than the force of gravity, the water would sink. So that is example one. And then I have my other metallic plate here, the small one. This one right now, when I sink it in water, so you can see it has not floated, it has gone under the water, so in actual sense it has sink. So therefore, meaning the force of gravity, you know, gravity is a force that is acting downwards, while the upwards force is a force that is acting upwards. So meaning the force of gravity is greater than the buoyancy force or the upthrust force. So that is the first part of the principle. So right now we are going to move on. The other apparatuses that we have this, which is the spring balance, and then we have a beaker, then we have our overflow can with the indications, then we have a beam balance here. Then this is generally for water. So right now we are going to start by the first phase, whereby I'm going to fill this with water. I'm going to fill this with water until it is full. So we shall wait until this water stops dripping. everything important. Okay. So right now, what we're going to do next,
Ambil,
we're going to
ambil
get
biskut.
one. I have my tin 1 and tin 2. So tin 1 and tin 2, we shall first start by measuring their weights. So I will start by measuring the weight of tin 1. So tin 1 you can actually see that is 192.4 grams. So we shall record that as the weight of tin 1. It is 192.4 grams. Then our tin 2, you can see it is 197.5 grams. So that is the weight. So now for tin 1, we are going to place tin 1 in water, and then we see how much weight it also displaces. So we shall place the whole tin 1, we shall place it in the water. But you have to place it slowly. So the difference is when it was not yet fully immersed in water, you could see that it was around 204 T1. So for T2, it actually reduces when they are placed in water first, then this to the force of then a press force was greater than the force of gravity, and that's why it floated. Then for this, the weight of the displaced water is equal to the apparent loss of weight in the weight of the object when it is in water. So that proves actually this principle. Thank you.
Okay. So Bani also have used the buoyant force and also Archimedes principle for his experiment for the assignment. Okay, so good also because he have shown that he really jot down during the experiment. Okay, that is the way you should do it actually. You should jot down. I believe you have jot down, but maybe you didn't show it in the video also, right? So make sure all the data is enough in the table and create a suitable conclusion after you have written the table. Okay, good job. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you all. I have watched all the videos and later during the marking I will watch again. I think that's all for today. I will
Okay,
mark.
miss. Thank you so much.